Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to rounds 5 and 6 of season 5 in DBF1. Tonight we are at the two tracks of Saudi Arabia and Miami. Hopefully we're going to see some entertaining races tonight with what looks to be another Durkee pole as he is 26th. Quicker than Czech Racers is in the pit, but Durkee looking like he's on his final lap. So it's good for him. So the remainder of his laps is his purple in sector 2. So for him, he'll be happy with that. I'm not sure he needs to go again, but he is, just to make himself feel better. Comes up the car ahead. Looks like it'll be down for you on that to get there nicely. He almost does a Max Verstappen in 6:21, but he's going to back out of that lap. So as well as Max Verstappen in 6:21, we'll never see the potential that lap had. But we'll find someone else who's on the lap. And that was not bad. It was finished and almost died. So he's next on our lap. Jess on her out lap, so we'll stick with her as she comes down the final corner. And we'll stick with Jess for this lap. She heads down into turn 1. What to be as late on the brakes as possible for that. Corey, what to be pretty quick on the exit as well, turn 2. Keep it nice and clean as tight to the wall as possible. Unless she has a little bit of contact with the wall, because that's going to be her lap done. It will jump on with someone else on an out lap. But I think Anna Fiona is in it. That is not. So we'll jump on the lap. So we'll stick with him. See what he can do. See if he can get himself out of that bottom 11. And get up into that top 10. We'll get off the track a little bit there, but keeps it hardly, keeps it in the white line, so he's going to keep going for the rest of the lap. But sounds like he's in the DRS, so maybe not that soft. We'll stick with him though. And we head up to turn 13. Big left-hander just before he heads into this lefty-righty section off the track. As I've been told that I can apparently barely hear my mic by the admin. Is that better for you, Jack? We've just interrupted Scottish Goat's lap, but we'll keep going with him as he just exits turn 23 on the start of sector 3 as he comes into the closing stages of his lap. He's got no battery left, but hopefully he's used it in the right places to get himself out of this 11th position. He's on the DRS and he crosses the line. That puts him P6. Great from Scottish Goat. Definitely better than his qualifying last week in Japan and Bahrain. Good for him. We'll jump on with Danny Fiona, who has just did not improve on his time, so he will be P3 at most, sorry. Just being a Scottish Goat. Czech Ways is just starting his lap, so stick with him. As he gets as close to the wall as he possibly can. Trying to get as much momentum as he possibly can for the next corner. As he heads into this very awkward section. You do not want to get on this curb on the left hand side. If you get on there, you're like a train on tracks. You're finished. But he keeps it nice and neat and tidy. And he is 2.5 tenths up. He sets a fast sector 1. So this could be a Czech Ways pole position here. If he can do what Durkee couldn't. As he heads up and he's got his teammate in front of him. So maybe some team games going on here to give him that bit of that slipstream, help them out a bit with his teammate Vitinho down in P12, not even breaking the 130s, so not good for him, not what he would have wanted at this track. Sheckway sets another triple sector, but he's hit the wall and he's gone off track, and that's his lap finished. So we will go on. Who's just coming in final corner? Scottish Goat, he's done. Jake is halfway through his lap. Chris Johnson is halfway through his lap. As is on his outlap, so he's just starting his lap as we've got the two Williams coming in final corner. As Vitinho does improve up to P6. Very good from Vitinho. Sheckways will be absolutely gutted. Daniel's invalidated his lap. Jack Craig's invalidated his lap. I've been P4 for Jack Craig. That is superb from him. I think Chris Johnson is next across the line, so we'll stick on with him as he goes a little bit deep into the final corner there. Not going to get as much speed as he would have wanted out of the exit there. Where is that going to put him? P9, so he moves up a position, but it looks like we've got Deck coming over as he goes on the front row with Durkee. He beats Sheckways by a mere matter of hundredths there. And Jake, who we didn't see cross the line there, got himself up to P4 ahead of Jack Craig, just behind, not barely behind his teammate Daniel P-Wheelnut, so looking good for Ferrari here. But I think that is us. Baz is on his lap. Tony P's coming in the final corner, so we'll see what he can do. He improves, but not by enough. Durkee is in the 1:27s. He's done a 27.5. We'll quickly jump on board with Baza and see what he can do. As he goes to P10, just behind Chris Johnson. Not what he would have wanted. He would have liked to have been a bit further up, but Durkee with a mega lap there, over 1.2 seconds quicker than the rest of the field. That is seriously impressive. But you're going to want to keep, if you want the big points, you get 8 for P1 in DBF1. But if you want the big points, you've got to keep it nice, neat and tidy in the race, because this track is very unforgiving. You hit that wall, you're out, you're done. So you don't want to be doing that. But a great lap from Durkee nonetheless. We're on the front row, pole position for him, with Acorn and P2 sharing that front row. Sheckways in third, not what he would have wanted. He was looking good at the start, at the end of the session there. But Danny P-Wheelnut at P4, Jake in P5, good for Ferrari. P6 for Jack Craig, P7 for Vitinho. Scottish Goat P8, Chris Johnson 9th, Baza 10th, Jess, winner last week, in 11th, not what she would have wanted, with Tony in P12, James in 13th, and Ryan Berry in P14. Looking good for Durkee after that qualifying session. He was looking pretty quick there. 1.2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Very impressive. But we will wait for the drivers to get ready. I am going to take a quick drink, so we will wait for the drivers to get ready, but hopefully we can quickly go through our standings from last week if we've got enough time, which I don't think we do. We'll quickly try. We've got Jess, who's leading the championship with 85 points, with Danny P-Wheelnut in second and 62, 10 points ahead of Tony P in third, with Sheckways in fourth on 52, tied with Tony P. With Durkee on 50 in fifth, Chris Johnson on 46, Deck on 45, point behind, with Vitinho with 39 points, Jack Craig with 33, and Gamer James with 16 in 10th position. And the rest aren't in the top 10, so yeah, hopefully it was very close in the championship. Jess with a decent gap, 23 points ahead of Danny P-Wheelnut, so she'll be wanting to keep that advantage tonight. But it's looking pretty close between the likes of Tony P, Sheckways, Durkee, Chris Johnson, Deck. Only what, 7 points between them, so 7 points between the third and 7th position in the standings. That's pretty good. We'll try and quickly jump to the constructors with Sauber and leading with 102, Williams on 92 in second, with McLaren on 81. Ferrari with 75 points in fourth, Aston Martin fifth with 55. Haas in sixth with 52, very close between Aston Martin, Haas and Red Bull with 49 in seventh. Mercedes on 17, who jumped Alpine last week, who are on 16, and Racing Bulls yet to score points. But the 5 red lights are illuminating, and they're gone, and we're underway for this Saudi Arabian Grand Prix as Durkee gets a great start ahead of Sheikh as a little bit of contact there, a bit of Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen there, but Sheikh not giving up on this one as they head up into turn 4 with Alpha Jess making moves at the back, so we'll see what she can do as she got past Chris Johnson there for P10. She's going to want to make some moves, as that's not what she's going to want to do, is get on the out of the green. I am just finished. Out of the lines isn't what she's going to want to do. She does not want to be getting penalties, but Jake and Danny Puina battling for position here for P4. Jake must have got ahead of him at the start. Not what Daniel would have wanted, but I can quickly try and get some tyre strategies up. So we've got Durkee on the mediums, which, judging by F1 strategies, he'll be going around lap 9, lap 6 to lap 16 to swap onto the hards. But we've got Sheikh our the highest runner on the softs in the top 7. Everyone else on the mediums in there. As Vitinho, we've got our yellow flag. What was that for? Scottish Focus for the overtake on Jack Craig into the final corner. Jack Craig's got it covered, though he leaves him the room. Sheikh has got a pass for the lead. What's happened there? Maybe some potential damage on Durkee's car. Nope. We'll quickly jump back on with this battle for P6. Vitinho gets past Jack Craig. Very good from Vitinho. This is what we would have heard, been told about at the start of the races. Scottish Goat has gone for a double overtake into turn 4, but it's not worked out, as he's been put into the wall by Vitinho. But I think that door was always closing, so don't think there's a lot of Vitinho could have done there. But instead of overtaking 2 cars, Scottish Goat has actually lost 2 positions. But we've got a retirement. Jess is in the wall, I think. Not what she would have wanted for her championship lead. It looks like Baza's gone ahead of Scottish Goat. So Scottish Goat not what he would have wanted, especially when he was making overtakes. Baza's struggling into the end in sector 2 there, as Jack Craig's getting away from him. A bit of problems for Durkee, I think, because he's dropped 3 seconds off of the lead in 1 lap. This is not sure what happened there, but we'll stick on with him as he heads. Looks like he wants to overtake around the outside of the final corner on deck, but he thinks better of it. He thinks it's not worth it, maybe not close enough. But he's going to have the run down with the DRS into turn 1. But he's got Daniel Puina following closely, very closely behind. But no overtakes for them. Sheikh is maybe on the better strategy, starting on that soft tyre, as Baza's just gotten past Scottish Goat and Baza battling for position for P8. And Chris Johnson, Baza dropping back, so see what's happened to him. No damage, I don't think. No damage for Baza, so not sure what's happened there. 2 positions, not what he would have wanted. I'll stick on with this battle. P3, P2 really. I mean, Sheikh is gone. He is away on those soft tyres. He's going to hope that he's got the better tyre advantage at the end of the race. But he's got a good gap if anything is to happen, as Jack Craig's got past Vitinho. Very good from Jack Craig. Not sure what tyres he's on. Probably the mediums, yeah. The mediums against the softs. So Vitinho not making the softs work just as well as his teammate is. But he looks like he's going to get the DRS for this next straight, so we'll stick on with Daniel and see if we can see any overtakes from Durkee on deck. Looks like Durkee isn't going to bother. He looks like he thought about it there, but he's not going to bother. But it looks like Durkee could potentially have some front left end plate damage. Let's see if we get a camera change here. Yeah, Durkee has got damage on that Red Bull, so not good for him. That explains what happened. Doesn't think about an overtake though. But Danipur not following very closely, dropping off his teammate Jake in P5. He's dropped 2 seconds off out of the DRS. Jack Craig wanting that DRS off Jake. Maybe some issues on Jake's Ferrari. Not that his teammates having any issues, following very closely behind the final podium position. As he gets a pretty good run on Durkee up into turn 13. Doesn't think about an overtake as Durkee really locks up there, but looks like he recovers it pretty well. But maybe a bit of waste isn't battery saving. He's still pushing, but Deck's really catching him. He's caught up quite a bit in this lap and a half. As the Red Bull gets that DRS wing open, maybe not that front wing damage compromising him through the corners, not getting the runs out of the corners that he would have wanted on Deck. Deck looking like he's going to be in within that 2 seconds of Sheck Ways, so maybe that soft tyre not working out, especially when we've got 13 laps to go, 14 laps sorry, with Sheck Ways potentially that tyres that he's on are finished, but we've got a lot of movement up here. Jack Craig getting past Jake for P5. This is looking like a much better race as we've got a yellow flag. Durkee's out. Durkee is out of the race. He's clipped that inside wall of turn 4, I would say. So we have got a safety car, a virtual safety car, virtual safety car I think. I've not seen any yellow blip on the map. So I would say that is definitely a VSC, so we reduce our speed down to 40%, everyone staying in that positive delta and not increasing their lap time or they will get a penalty. This is really shaking up the championship now, because Durkee, I don't think he was here for the first 2 races of the season, but to be on 50 points in what, two races I think, that's pretty good going from him. So not what he would have wanted for his evening, but our two really championship contenders are out of this race, and they've both in the same manner, both in the same corner, they did the exact same thing and they're out of the race, so not what they would have wanted at all. But looking like Jake with a penalty, Baza with a penalty, and Scottish Gold with a penalty. We have seen Scottish Gold go off the track a couple of times, but I think the VSC is gone. So Jake in a lovely position to have a good run, great run on Jack Craig, as Sheck Ways it in, not to get rid of that soft tyre. But Jake going to have a lovely run on the Jack Craig in the turn 1 as he thinks better off it, a bit too far back for Jake to make a move there. Jack Craig running a net, well not a net P4 really, unless he can get some great few laps in and get on the hard tyres, soft tyres maybe. And let's see what Sheck Ways is. Sheck Ways has gone on to medium, so that's a medium soft strategy. Soft to medium, sorry, for Sheck Ways. So maybe Jack Craig's going to come in on those softs, and he's really kind of got P4 defended off as Jake has got that penalty. 3 seconds, I'm guessing. Yeah, 3 seconds for everyone that has. As Sheck Ways makes his way past the slower cars of Tony P. Not what Sheck Ways is going to be wanting as traffic if he's going to want to retain his lead. But Deck now Deck leading this Grand Prix. We get a lovely helicopter shot of his Aston Martin. He's leading this Grand Prix now, so he's going to be wanting to get a great few laps in to try and overcut Sheck Ways, or at least be within that second of the DRS to Sheck Ways, and he'll be on the much fresher tyres. He'll jump on with Chris Johnson as he comes around the final corner, and he's going to have the DRS on Vitinho here. So I doubt this is going to be very difficult, as Vitinho had pit. It looked like he was on the hard tyres, so strange to be pitting so early off the hards on lap 7 when we've not even hit half race distance yet. So wonder what's happening down at Williams. As we're a bit spread here now, as Vitinho's not 0.1 behind anyone, but no one really in the DRS at all. So as Baza goes off wide there as we jump on board with Chris Johnson. But Baza looking like he's going to have Sheck Ways on his back very shortly. Sheck Ways on the much better tyres, so understandable. As Daniel looks to be slowly catching up to Acorn. He's closed a couple of tenths this lap, so he's going to be wanting to get in that DRS if he wants to do anything. This Sheck Ways just is going to fly past as he heads up into turn 23-22. Great couple of corners, definitely a track that I'm very confident at. I've won many league races around here, so definitely a track that I enjoy myself. This Deck and Daniel Puilna are both in, so Jack Craig now leads this Grand Prix. He'll be having a nosebleed up in P1 right now. Sheck Ways sets the fastest lap this Grand Prix on the medium tyre, but he's going to have, I think he's going to have a few soft runners behind him, so I don't think he's going to keep that, but he don't get a point in DBF1 for fastest lap anymore, keeping it real, as Sheck Ways has been held up a treat by Chris Johnson, trying to help his teammate out. Jack Craig is leading this race now. This is our closest battle on the track, but these guys aren't really racing each other. Chris not pit yet, Sheck Ways has. But Chris Johnson not making it easy for Sheck Ways as Acorn gets past Tony P, yet another non-pit, not a car that hasn't pit. Which is Tony P, as Chris Johnson gets on the curbs there and has a little slide. So that might make it a bit easier than it was always going to be easy for Sheck Ways, but he heads down the inside of turn 22 on Chris Johnson as he gets back up into third. Only 5.8 seconds off the lead now to Jack Craig. Jack Craig and Jake WBFC still to pit, but I'm guessing that these guys will be coming in for the soft tyre as Daniel Puilna now gets past Tony P, heading into the final corner. So these guys not pit, as Jake has come into the pit, so he is going on to the white walled hard tyre for the rest of this race. So we'll see what Jake can do on that tyre. He's been passed by his teammate, but I'm not sure if Tony has pit. So we'll see. Tony has not pit, so yet to pit is Jack Craig, Chris Johnson, Baza and Tony. Ryan Berry has already stopped twice, so not what he would have wanted at all. Maybe some damage on that Aston Martin we didn't see on stream, so I'm not really sure what happened there, as Baz has got another penalty, not what he would have wanted. That's going to drop him to at least P7. Not what he would have wanted at all, maybe a P6 at least, but he is yet to pit, I believe. Chris Johnson's struggling to get on the power by the sounds of it. He sounds like he's coming on and off the accelerator a lot. Coming out that corner, that is the corner that he did have that power slide out of the last time round when we were on board with Sheck Ways. So Chris Johnson struggling a bit. Maybe tyre wear bringing in, being a factor in that. Deck is now just under 1.5 off of Baza. Baza looking like he's got some decent straight line speed, as Acorn wasn't closing in on him there as Jack Craig does come into pit, so that's going to release Jack Waste to lead this Grand Prix once again, with Chris Johnson falling behind, not wanting to box with his teammate in, doesn't want to double stack. Jack Craig going to come out in P6 as Tony P pits as well. He might not be P6 actually, but Bettino, this could be a battle on a pit exit here. As Jack Craig comes out, there's him there, but he has stayed ahead, but for how long, as Bettino is going to have DRS with a very close Jake WBFC following behind. So Jack Craig going to want to, is on the hard tyres as well. Danny Fiona also on the hards. Bettino on the mediums, which explains why he's caught up so much with that. With Jake also on the hards, so Jack Craig going to want to close that gap as much as he can. Daniel will try and get in that DRS. 6-second gap almost, so it's a lot to ask from Jack. But if Baza can hold that Daniel Puel in that, we will. There's anything can happen in Formula 1, so we'll never say never. But Bettino going to have the DRS on Jack Craig heading up to turn 22, so we'll see if he can get an overtake down. I'm not thinking he's just going to, he's a bit too far back. And he keeps it nice and clean through that few corners, as he's going to have DRS again on Jack Craig heading into the final corner. Jack Craig keeps it tight to the wall. He doesn't wants to cut off as much slipstream as he possibly can to Bettino, but not closing in on much as he probably would have wanted to. But he's going to have a great run on Jack Craig. Doesn't get the exit maybe, but he's going to have the DRS, and he's got plenty of battery to play with. In turn 1 as Jack Craig on that battery saving. Look at that blinking red light. So maybe not on much urge as Jack Craig wanted 20%. Bettino 3 times the battery that Jack Craig has. Jack Craig is oh, it's Baza, sorry, never mind. But Daniel Puelnat got him getting past Baza, releasing Daniel into the free air. Just under 2 seconds to Acorn. But Shedway is looking like he's sealed the deal on this win as Jack Craig gets a bit out of shape coming out of there. Not putting too much, giving too much advantage to Bettino. He didn't really close in on him there, so obviously didn't affect him too much. But he is going to have DRS, as he hasn't maybe not got another great exit on compared to Jack Craig, but he's going to have DRS. It's gone from under 5 tenths to just under 6 tenths back after that corner there, so not getting the exits that he might have wanted, as he's had a shocker of an exit from turn 23. But he is going to have the DRS. He is 8 tenths back. Jack Craig saving that battery. He knows that Bettino is too far back to make any moves on him. So we're going again round for lap 13 of this battle. The closest battle on track as Baza is in, so this is the battle for P4, just outside the podium. But great from these guys. They haven't really been having the races that they have had in previous weeks, but they're right up there with the fast guys now. Just watch out for that turn 4, it sticks out, and our 2 championship contenders have had their battles with it, and the corner's won. So as Bettino gets very slidey out of turn 10. But he has just dropped out now of that slide. He has just dropped out of the DRS to Jack Craig now, so Jack Craig might be keeping P4, sorry, not P2, Jesus, P2, he was just, but Bettino getting on the battery now, doesn't quite get in this DRS detection point, but he's going to drain that battery, I imagine, until he does get into any DRS detection, as he has now, as Acorn has left the section. Not what you would have wanted, a disconnection for Acorn. That's going to put Daniel Puelnat in a great position for P2, so this could be a Jack Craig podium here around Saudi Arabia, if Deck can't get in on time. Not sure, we'll maybe try, not sure if I've got deck, actually. No. Let me see. I don't think I've got deck at all. Nah, so I can't even invite him if he has got hopefully he has got an invite. We usually, in League Racing, we usually send a few just in case these sort of things happen, some technical difficulties. Jack Craig really closing in on Deck's car now. This time if has got a pass for P2. Jack Craig in that 3 seconds off the podium. And there's the podium there, Jack Craig. But you've got a 2.5 second gap back, so you can go on some DRS, sorry, DRS saving. You don't need to drain it, you don't need to use it, just keep going, save some battery if Vitinho catches that, which is 2.7 now, so I highly doubt it. Jack Craig gonna be taking this final podium position, as he's very late on the brakes and very clean through the turn 22 to 23. Very nice from him. Vitinho now going to be wanting to come up on the back of Acorn, but Acorn's AI looking like was going to make a move on Jack Craig there. That would have been humiliating. Jack Craig sounds like he has been contacted as an exit off turn 27, so he wants to stay away from the walls as much as possible. Don't be in them, just kiss them. Vitinho now 1.4, 1.3, 1.2 to Acorn's AI, so that's Ryan Berry's got another 3 second time penalty, not what he wanted. Vitinho going to drive straight through Acorn. This is our closest battle on track. We've actually got Jake, who looks like he's going to be in the DRS almost of Vitinho, so this is unfortunately Jake with that 3 second time penalty going to affect his result, but this is for position kind of. Vitinho going to gain from the penalty that Jake has if he does get past him. Jake looking a little bit squirrely on the curves there. As Chris Johnson's now got past Deck, so if Deck is coming back, he's going to want to come back soon, or he is going to drop to a very minimal points position. Jake still in the DRS, so he's going to have it. He's got double Vitinho's battery, but Vitinho looking like he's got some decent straight line speed. Jake didn't really gain even with the DRS, but Jake going to have the DRS again, as Vitinho looking like he was going to box there. That would have been really wild. But Jake now making some decent time on Vitinho. Vitinho is on those medium tyres, Jake on the hards. I can't remember his round, but he's got another penalty. Not what Ryan would have wanted, but he's going to finish where he's going to finish with all those penalties anyway. So back to as Vitinho has gone ready. So he gets a penalty, so this is now really for position. Both of them with 3 second time penalties. So this is now for position. Jake wanting that P4, chasing it down on that Williams. He wants to get this Ferrari into the top 4. A 2-4 for Ferrari is going to be good for their constructors' hopes, as Ferrari currently sitting in 4th position, just over 30 sorry, points behind the lead. So Jake wanting to put his Ferrari up into P4, but Chris Johnson is actually 2 seconds behind these guys, so Chris looking like he's going to be getting P4 actually, as we get a lovely helicopter shot of the Jeddah Corniche circuit when it's riding on board with Chris Johnson. So Chris going to be wanting to make as much time up on these guys as he possibly can. He is in that 3 seconds of both of them, but Jake's going to loop down the inside into turn 1 as he thinks better of it, trying to maybe put Vitinho into making a mistake going deep, as Vitinho has made a mistake He's gone too deep on the exit turn 1. And there's it looked like a little bit of contact with the wall, but obviously not a lot of damage. If he gets a bit early on the power there, he's seen the rear end of the car pop out. As Jake getting on that curve, what did I say before we started? That's going to be another warning for Jake, I would imagine, so he's not going to want to be getting any more. He doesn't want to put seconds over the Bentley. Chris Johnson really making he's got a lot of pace, he's looking really quick now. He wants to catch up to these guys, overtake them on track. It always feels better to overtake them on track than to be getting positions through penalties. Plus we want to see some action, we want to see some moves. We could have a move here. Is Jake going to go down the inside of turn 22? No, he's not. He's going to stick on with the DRS and get the easy move done. Don't make life difficult for yourself, as he's just lifted off there because he wants DRS on the turn 1. He's going to lose out now because he's crossed the detection line before Vitinho, so that DRS games, there's a lot of wheel banging there, so some DRS games going on in this battle, as Vitinho does get the DRS, as Jake crossed the DRS detection line before Vitinho, so Vitinho not really losing any position there. But Jake now knows, he should now know that Vitinho knows what he's doing, he's a smart driver. It's like the battle between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen in 2022 around Saudi Arabia. You've got to be patient. You've got to be patient all day if you want to be making moves. As Tony P has now got ahead of Acorns AI. As Baga's got another penalty, so that's going to drop him behind Tony P, I would imagine. I think he's got 9 now. So not good for him, as there was a bit of front wing there on the track. It looked orange, so I'm assuming that was a McLaren. Potentially Jack Craig's. Yep, his left one and his right one are gone, so not what Jack Craig wanted. With a 6.5 second gap to Vitinho, who has got penalties, he should be safe not to pit. He should just stay out for one more lap, as Jake is going to hopefully be patient enough here on the battle with Vitinho in the final corner. Don't cross that DRS line. Now, this is when you want to get on the DRS and get past him and just disappear and pray that Vitinho isn't on that in the DRS detection on the final lap. Jake going a little bit deep there, as he did have Vitinho on his left. As Ryan Berry has obviously pit again and gone for fastest lap. That's a little win in the bag for him. But this battle still goes on for final laps. Chris Johnson has got basically secured a P4 here. 2 penalties ahead, but Jake and Vitinho are still fighting for position as they both have the penalty. So Jake going to be wanting to save as much DRS as possible, but maybe not make the move too early. As Vitinho slows down a lot there and does have contact in the barrier. Jake going to have DRS here, perhaps turn 21, through turn 21 and 22. As Vitinho's gone a bit deep, but Jake's kept it nice and tidy. So Jake's going to be wanting to be on his DRS here. He's got the DRS. We don't know what. Vitinho with a much better battery than Jake. And Jake's making the move. He's gone a bit deep as Vitinho has touched the back of him. Vitinho's lost it. And Jake, this is a secure position for Jake, P4. As Shekwace has won the race. Apologies for missing that race. But your teammate was having a rare battle, so we couldn't miss it. But Shekwace does win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and what a win it was. Very commanding, very dominant from Wace. He was on that soft tyre to start with, and a brave strategy, but he obviously knew he had the pace, and went on to mediums and just just won it. He just stormed off. He was gone in 4.5 seconds of Danny Pavone. Great for him. Great result for him. Another P2. But pretty sure he was on the podium last week. Mistake. Forgive me if I'm wrong. With Jack Craig on the podium, this is what he would have wanted. This is the results that he would have wanted for him. Chris Johnson in P4, a 3-4 for McLaren. It's a great result for their constructors' hopes. Jake does get the position ahead of Vitinho. Great overtake at the end there. He went a bit deep, but you've got to make the moves. You've got to make these moves if you want to have a chance of getting the position. So you've got to be a bit aggressive. But yeah, Vitinho on P6, Tony P in 7th, and it's gone. So we'll do a full rundown at the end once we've lifted the trophy and everyone's sprayed their champagne. And Shekways jumps on the podium. I don't think, is that, I'm not sure if Wace has won this season yet. I'm not sure, but I'm checking now. This is Wace's first win of the season. He was on the podium last week in Bahrain. He came second ahead of Durkee, behind Jess. So looking good for Shek Ways. That would put him pretty close, top 3 I think for Shek Ways now in the championship after that result. Very good for him, as Jack Craig gets driver of the day, which I would probably give it to Jack for driver of the race, not of the day, because we have got another race in Miami to go to. But Sheck Ways with the most overtakes. This thing on the end, something that no one's ever seen before. But yeah, we'll have a quick rundown. We have got Sheck Ways in P1 with a win. Danny Pavone at P2, Jack Craig in 3rd, Chris Johnson 4th, Jake 5th, Vitinho in 6th, 7th for Tony P. I have got the order of stream on my laptop, so I will continue. Baza in P8, Acorn in 9th, Scottish Goat came 10th, James in 11th, Ryan Berry in 12th, Durkee in 13th with a DNF, and Alpha Jess in 14th with a DNF. I can't remember, were you points? Did points for finish? Points of out, no, so no points there for Jess and Durkee. It's only 2 and 1 points, but every point counts in Formula 1. But yeah, great race there. It was a bit spread out, but Wace with a fantastic race. He commanded that race really from the start. He wasn't quite quick enough for pole position or even second. 3rd place, he had the slipstream at turn 1. He got up into second, and he got past Durkee pretty quick. Durkee with some damage, potentially damage to his front wing, so potentially affecting his cornering, which eventually led to him crashing into turn 4. But we will be around 14 laps of Miami with a one-shot qualifying, and the stream's definitely going to get copyrighted for the music, so I'll quickly turn that off just in case. Never be too sure. But yeah, one-shot qualifying and 14 laps around Miami. The last couple of races I've done on Miami in league racing, it has been raining, so some rain would be nice. I don't think we've had rain this season yet. Australia, I don't think it did. China, it didn't. Japan, it definitely didn't. And Bahrain, it definitely didn't. So, and Saudi Arabia, obviously, it is in a desert, so that would be a little bit strange if it did. But we will have a quick look to see if Jack Craig has updated the standings. He has not, so we'll just sit and wait and hope we don't. It's not too long until we start. But I do believe that this is the first time we hadn't raced around Saudi Arabia and Wyoming in DBF1, so history there for Sheck Ways and Durkee, first pole sitter in DBF1 at Saudi Arabia, first race winner in Saudi Arabia and DBF1. So this is the first time we will be racing around Miami as well, I believe, in this league. All 5.4 kilometers of it. Better get my track map up as well. Gotta be 100% prepared. Some drivers readying up, but not enough to be getting going. Obviously doing our pre-race rituals, going to the toilet, wipe the hands, eat a bag of ready salted crisps, don't want any cramp in the pedals, don't want to be getting cramp in turn one, crashed into your teammate, but I think for this one-shot qualifying we will jump on board with Sheckways. He had a great race last time around, so we'll jump on board with him since we didn't catch him at the finish line for his maiden win of the season. And I'm not sure, I think that might be, I think that'll be his, I do believe that's Wace's first win in DBF1, so congratulations to Sheckways. Jack Craig has updated the standings now, so Jess is on 86 points, Danny Poole is on 82, 4 points behind, but it's Wace jumped up into third from fourth on 80 points, so 6 points between the top three in the standings. Chris Johnson's got ahead of Durkee by a point for fifth in the standings. Not a great race for Durkee, not what he would want at all. But looks like we're about to start one-shot qualifying as the drivers get ready. Remember to put your setups on, remove your fuel load, put the soft tyre on. I don't think it works like real life. You put the mediums on and they're quicker. But there we go, 30 seconds to start unless everyone ready's up. Here we go for one-shot qualifying. We'll jump on board with Sheck Wace as he heads down to turn one. Wants to be late on the brakes as possible. Keep as much speed as you can as well in turn one, but it looked like he went a little bit deep there, so not what he would want. We'll try and keep the order up as Sheck Wace not looking too good right now. Scottish Goat and his teammate looking pretty good, but he looks good through here. Through the S's, but you want to hit that apex, which he hasn't, but he hasn't lost too many positions from it. But Baza looking good right now. Baza looking extremely quick around Miami, good for the Williams as well. But as we head down to turn 11, for this slow section of the track. Waste has kept it very clean as he's gone up and well, he was swapping around all the time, but he's got a little bit twitchy there. He's lost the rear a little bit, but don't want to hit that wall on the inside there. As we head out of turn 16 on the run down to 17, big long straight. You're gonna wish you took your Ray-Bans to Miami, because this sun is just as bad as Kota. It is horrendous. But headed down to turn 17, Waste out of battery almost already. He's clipped the apex very nicely there. He gets on the power pretty nicely as well. But not a lot of battery left, so he's not going to get any boost out of there. But he does get onto the front row with Vitinho taking pole position. Great lap from Waste, and a great lap, even better lap from Vitinho. This is what I've expected from Vitinho all season, from what we heard before. But Vitinho on pole position with 28.001, 2.5 tenths quicker than his teammate Sheck Waste, with Scottish Goat in third, Jake in fourth. Great from him. Tony P also great from him, up in P5. Chris Johnson P6. Gamer James, this is a great result for him. He kept it clean, so he didn't get DSQ'd, so P7 for him. Durkee in P8, not what he would have wanted. Ryan Berry 9th, Jack Craig 10th, Baza with a DSQ in 11th, who was looking good all up. And Danny Pulina with also a DSQ in P12, our second place finisher in the previous race, starting from the back of the grid. Alpha Jess gone, and also Deck gone, so obviously couldn't make these this last race tonight. But these drivers prepare themselves for the Miami Grand Prix. 14 laps, 5.4 kilometers a lap, 19 corners, 11 to the left, 8 to the right. A bit more tyre wear on the right hand side, accounting for that. A few more left hand corners. But the 5 red lights are on for Miami Grand Prix, and they are out as Vitinho looks like he's got not a great start there. Sheck Waste looks like he's got the better start. A Scottish Goat's got an even better one for them, as he looked like he was going to go around the outside there, as we've got a little bit of a pile up there, and the VSC is out. So Danny Wheel not getting a 10-second time out. What a penalty's going there. So not too sure what happened there, but we will be under VSC, so not too sure what happened there. Any damage further back? Chris Johnson was in front wing damage. Tony P looked alright. Baza front left end plate's gone. Jack Craig's out. That's not good. And has left the session, so Durkee, you can't see him so far. You got any damage? Yeah, both end plates gone on his front wing. So yeah, not good. Not sure what happened there. Because of Ryan Berry with some damage as well. James has come out scot free. I think that's it for damage. Baz has got a little bit of damage. Chris Johnson a little bit. Someone's hit the wall, so going to be damage for more damage for Tony B. Yeah, not too sure what happened there. It looked like someone just straight lined everyone, so who knows, man. But we'll see, what can we get? Tyres, there we go. So everyone bar Chris Johnson and Baza on the hard tyres, but I'm guessing a few are going to stop with that damage. Keep pushing wrong, but the VSC is gone and we are back underway. As Chris Johnson's retired from session there, not what McLaren would have wanted. DRS now enabled. Ryan Berry, Baza and Danny P in the pits. Not giving up too yet. But Sheckway's now on the hunt for his second win of the night on Scottish Goat. Scottish Goat got a great start. got himself up into P3. His Jake's now out of the race. Everyone's out of the race. Everyone's leaving. What's going on? Are we potentially restarting the session? I would say we are restarting the session. I don't think these guys are aware yet. But if anyone is watching the stream, let's start again. Not sure what happened there. But I'm guessing we're restarting the session. Very strange. Yeah. We're doing Australia apparently, so. Right. Didn't prepare for Australia, Jack, so you better be wrong. Not sure what has happened in this session, but yeah, big collision at start, so I'm sure these guys know what they're doing. What I will say is that with this restart, Scottish Goat's not going to be very happy as he had gotten a great start from third and gotten up to the lead of the race. And yeah, he was leading the race. He's not going to be very happy with this restart, but still not 100% sure what's happened to cause the restart. But I'm sure in time we will find out. So I have confirmation of the restart. The safety car was on, so which we shouldn't have had. We usually have a safety car in the first race, but not in the second. So incident at the start that brought out the VSC, that's what caused the restart. So we will go again, but without the safety car, and we'll try again and see what happens. As here we go. We obviously won't be doing one-shot qualifying, we've already done qualifying. So we're starting on a custom grid, and Patino will start on pole again. You'll get a second try at it, and Wace will be doing everything he can to make sure he gets another great start, and he'll also be trying to keep Scottish Goat back, who also got an incredibly good start as well. So some really quick drivers in the top three, so they're going to want to get as good starts as they possibly can. But here we are now, we're at the track, we are ready to go. So just everyone, don't forget to put your setups on, because they will be gone, so we restart the session, obviously. Be careful at turn one, let's not do that again. But here we are. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 lights are on. It's lights out and away we go again. Vittino looks like he's got a better start. As Scottish Goat again has got a great start. But Scottish Goat again getting back into that P2 position. It's like deja vu from the first attempt that everyone gets through cleanly, thankfully. As Scottish Goat on the hunt for Vittino now. Check ways as he gets a little bit on the curb there and he's lost the position. He's gone off the track there, so and he looks like he's going to lose it to Jake as well. So not the start that Scottish Goat got the first time around. He's not going to be happy with that, I don't imagine. As everyone gets through nice and clean. It looks like we could have a potential move on here. Acorn going to make the move, trying to make the move on Baza. He's going to go as deep as he can into turn 11, as he has. He's got 2 overtakes down in 1. He's got his teammate on the inside as well, and his teammate's just hit the wall, so a bit of contact there. And again, 2 rounded here is probably not going to work, but it has for Aston Martin. But Deck getting up 2 positions, some potential damage. Baza tries to get past Ryan Berry now, as Deck is maybe weaving a little bit too much. But Ryan Berry sticks it down the inside of Deck, so Ryan Berry get back ahead of his teammate as he's gone too deep, and Acorn's going to come back at it now. We're missing all the action at the front for this Civil War at Aston Martin, but we'll jump back on with Sheck Waste, who has gotten well, he was already in P2 when we were last year, so a couple packs for him in. We've got the pack of the top 5, we've got a few cars in the middle there, and from Ryan Berry down as Czech Race looks like he's gone a bit deep and not what he would want. He's not going to get a great run out here now. He always must be on the DRS because he's getting away from Jake, but Scottish Goat closer to Jake than Jake is to them. so not close enough to make a move. Then obviously Jake with DRS, so a little DRS train behind Vitinho. Obviously got a decent straight line speed to keep it. But Tony P doing a great job here, sticking within the DRS. Dirty is now also inside the DRS, so we've got DRS from first down to sixth. Chris Johnson just outside it, not what he would want, but trying his best, not try to save his battery, not everyone else saving their batteries, but according to AWS, the stops are mediums. Mediums will take you to lap 7 to 13 and then on the hards, or you can do a 2-stop, which would be completely unethical, or the soft mediums. Don't think anyone's going to be doing that today, but we'll see. As Baza's now battling into turn 1 for P10 on Ryan Berry, as it looks like he's done a great job there of going around the outside. That was a great move from Baza. Baza now on the hunt for the second Aston Martin. As we've got sliders, couple sliders there. Durkee is round and into the wall, and yeah, not good for Durkee, not what he would have wanted. But great for Chris, he's up at P6 now. Bit far off the DRS, so he's going to want to try and pick up the pace, try and close that gap a bit. These guys, Tony P looking at these 4 cars ahead of him thinking, I want to be at the front of this, I want to be leading this race. But if he sticks in the DRS now, we'll see what tyres everyone's on. Everyone bar Chris and Baza I think was the same as the first try of the race. Everyone's still on mediums, everyone's sticking with the same strategy. You're obviously very confident that they've got the right one. We'll just go on with Check Ways. Isn't making too much ground on Vitinho's teammate. Check, oh he has now, yeah, great exit from that corner. We'll watch on board with this in turn 1. He's going to have the DRS. Is he going to go down the inside or around the outside? He's going around the outside. So Vitinho hitting his apex, lovely. Checkways going to look for the... It goes from inside to outside, but he's done a great job there from Checkways to get up into the lead of the Grand Prix. Jake looking down the inside of Vitinho as he goes a bit deep. That's going to give Scottish Goat the try on Jake, as he's gone a little bit too much on the curb there, more than he would have wanted to. Sheck Waste with a great move there on his teammate. That's what Magnussen tried to do on Logan Sargent, but it didn't work out. But Vitinho going to go down the inside of turn 11 with the DRS on his teammate and make it stick maybe. Sheck Waste thinking about going around the outside, but probably not worth it. Jake just sitting here waiting for these two Williams to hit each other so that he can lead the race, so that he can have his turn. Vitinho stepping out of the racing line, trying to get great control from his teammate. But Jake sticking to his line. No moves here. But Jake looking like he's got a pretty good run out there. He is going to have a great run on Sheckways now. Sheckways maybe getting on the power a little bit too early, but Sheckways going to have the DRS. So Jake not going to get the ground on him that he would have wanted to. But Jake just missing the apex a little bit there. That's going to compromise him for turn 2. But Scottish Goat sitting in the background. He knows that a one slip up from anyone in front of him and he's getting that position because these guys are so close together. Sheckways went a little bit too deep there and got on the curb, but Scottish Goat not pushing too hard. He knows he's just trying to get a better exit than these guys, which he has. He's got a much better exit than Jake. So maybe pushing as hard as you can isn't the quickest way. He's got a pretty good run in turn 11, but not with the DRS ahead. He's not really going to make much position, not unless he's got insane battery over everyone else. But Tony P is still lurking in the background as well, keeping up with these guys. This is a great race for him. But we'll jump on board with Sheckways. and see if he can make any moves on his teammate, which doesn't look like it. Vitinho actually opened the gap a little bit there, but Checkwave's getting it back now that he has the advantage of the DRS. No move into the final turn 17, not the final turn. As there is 19 turns, turn 17, but not a great run there. Scottish Gold's going to have a great run on Jake though. He's going to use that battery, and he is going to loop down the inside of turn 1, which is going to quickly become the outside of turn 2. And he gets past Jake, but we have got a yellow flag of Durkee. Durkee's round. It's in the wall, but we'll forget about him. But Jake, yeah, losing out on Scottish Gold there. Scottish Gold just flew past him. Durkee has received and he's gone. Never mind. Obviously doesn't think he can get anything from continuing to go. But Jack Craig and Danny Fugel are both in the pits. Go from the medium tyres, if I remember correctly. Scottish Gold looks like very close to Wace here in turn 11, and he's going to go round the outside. Very late on the brakes, much later than Wace, but Wace just got the better line, so keeps the position. All this battling has almost got these guys in second and third out of the DRS. The battle ended a bit quicker than we would have liked to, so Vitinho still only 9/10 ahead of Sheckley, so to the DRS for Waze. Scottish Gold draining his battery from knowing Sheckley's for a while now. He will also have no battery. Yep. Tony P, as Jake is in the pits, so as Vitinho's also in the pits, as he's got a 10-second time limit, and so is Jake! Oh guys, come on! That's not what we want. We don't want penalties, but check Waze missing that apex. With Scottish Gold, a decent run on him. And turn 4, and Gamer James also getting a 10-second penalty. Ah, guys, this is going to ruin your races. Scottish Gold are really struggling through this section of the track. Waste looking pretty comfortable now that he knows two of the 3 cars that were behind him have got 10-second penalties. He knows that he's pretty safe for at least a podium. Trying to break the toe into turn 11 here on Scottish Gold. Tony P now dropping. Now that these guys are in the fresh air, Tony P has dropped outside. Oh, excuse me, the 1 second DRS gap. But Vitinho comes out of these guys come out of the slowest section of the track. Head up to turn 17, going to have DRS. Tony really dropping back. Tony maybe going to think about pitting now. Doesn't want to lose too much time to anyone. Chris Johnson caught up a lot to him from the start of the race, so maybe not going to want to lose too much time as Check Waste does come in as they both are in. Tony P, what's he going to do? He's in. And Scottish Gold's got a 10-second penalty now also. Didn't see if Sheckway's got one, but Chris Johnson leads this Grand Prix with Tony P is also pit. Baza has stayed out. Acorn also staying out, battling Baza. This is a great little battle going on here as he just has a little bit of contact there on Baza, but Baza's sticking it in. He's still there. He's letting Deck know I'm still here. As Daniel Fuel gets the fastest lap of the race. As everyone that's pit so far, I think, has got a penalty except Tony P and Daniel. So Tony P in a fantastic position to win this race right now. Everyone ahead of him that has pit has got a 10-second time penalty. Tony P looking in a fabulous position to win this race. He's only 6 seconds behind Vitinho in the lead. So as long as he can keep that, he is really set for a win here. But a great battle going on here between Baza and Deck. I've not been really commentating it, but we'll try for the rest of the race. Chris Johnson leading the Grand Prix. But this is our closest battle on track now. Baz is going to have the DRS. He's going to look down the inside. No, Deck moves over. Sabaza's going round the outside if he wants this move. With Deck on the inside. Keeps the position, but for how long? Is he going to pit? Are these guys going to pit? Deck is in. Chris Johnson's in. Baza leads this Grand Prix now. As Deck's been given a 10-second penalty as well. So Chris Johnson, Tony P and Daniel Puilna and Jack Craig are the only people that have pit this race and not received a penalty. So Tony P now 8 seconds to Baza, that is. So he's, what's that, 5 to Vitinho. So he is actually catching these guys. Obviously with Vitinho, he's got a Scottish Goat behind him, so he's not going to want to, he's going to lose out a bit of time battling. That Sheckway's on the hand. These guys all fighting for position, but realistically, Tony P and P6, P5 really, because Baza's yet to pit, and he could get a penalty also. Baza, now knowing he takes it a little bit more cautious in the pit lane. He knows he's going to make positions up because a lot of these guys have penalties, so not a lot to risk. Don't take too much risk, I should say. That Scottish Gold going to have a brilliant run down here on the Vitinho in the final corner, but Vitinho doesn't have DRS on Baza. He's got lots of straight line speed on that car. I'm not sure, didn't use too much battery. No moves into turn 17. Baza looks like he's going to come. Oh, he's not coming in, he's staying out. So he's going to cause a real havoc to these guys' races right now. He's going to give Vitinho DRS. As Baza doesn't make it easy, he forces him over a little bit. Vitinho goes down the inside and gets out of the way of the Mercedes. Scottish Gold receiving a 3-second time penalty, track limits, not who we wanted. As he goes round the outside of Baza, great overtake. That tyres making all the difference for him. Sheckway's now stuck behind Baza. Baza doing a treat here for Tony P. But Sheckway's goes down the inside of him. Doesn't make it too difficult for him. Baza does. That, we'll check again the gap. 4 seconds to the lead for Tony P. So this is realistically a 6-second lead for Tony P. Doing a great job. He's going to want to stick with this pack. It's just all he has to do is stick in DRS and he's got the win. Don't lose out to Chris Johnson behind, who is just under 5 seconds behind, so not much with that. There's only just 4 in the rest of this lap to go, so not a lot can really happen from here on unless someone crashes. But Tony P looking like he's going to get the victory round here as long as he keeps it pretty clean. But Sheckway's got his DRS on Scottish Gold. He's going to just go to the right of the Alpine, and pretty easy move for him there. But he's now on the hunt for Vitinho. He's going to make the run out of the final corner. He's not got a great run, but Baza is finally in. Whoa, contact from Scottish Goat and Sheckway. Didn't even notice that Scottish Goat was there. But we'll stick on with Scottish Goat because he's the back car of this pack. But we'll keep a lookout for Daniel and Tony P fighting the cars ahead of them. Scottish Goat really does struggle through this section of the track. Losing out 3/10 Sheckway's in that section. Tony P looking like he's going to have a great run with DRS here on Jake, so that's one of his 10-second time penalty cars ahead that he's got to get past. Doesn't have to get past, but he is going to get past him. He's going to go down the inside of turn 11, help in hand from the DRS. He gets past the works Ferrari in his customer Ferrari. Lovely stuff from Tony P, doing great things in that Haas, that's for sure. Danny Puilna following Chris Johnson very closely. Going to have the DRS here, but we'll try and jump on board with Sheckway, see what he can do. Continue on that battery saving, trying to save some of his ERS. Sheckway's not getting a great exit at all there, maybe overcooking the tyres a little bit, maybe burning them out, trying to fight too much. No moves there, but Jake's still on the DRS. Tony P. Tony P not making up as much ground as he would have wanted. But he's in a fabulous position for the victory around here. I mean, what was within 5 seconds of the leader, when the 3 cars ahead of him have got 10-second time penalties, so he's sorted. Daniel P looking very tidy in this sector compared to Scottish Boat, who we have watched a few times through here. Daniel P looking pretty sturdy, trusting the car. Scottish Boat now dropping out of the DRS to check ways. Daniel going to have the DRS here on Chris Johnson. He's looking on the racing line to go around the outside at turn 11. And he's going for the switchback to round the outside of turn 12, but thinks better of it. He knows he's got a DRS straight coming up, so he's going to try and make life easier for himself. He's got very close to that wall there. I'm surprised that wasn't contact. But he's kept it out of the wall, but he's lost a decent chunk of time. I'm not sure he's going to have DRS this time round, as he does, so that's good for him. A bit too far back on Chris Johnson, but we'll look at check ways in turn 1 of Vitinho. Vitinho, but not really enough DRS difference to make the difference. But he's getting Scottish Boat really dropping back off these guys. No, he's not got the. I don't know if he's got damage. He does have damage. He's got front right wing end plate is gone, so that's going to make it really easy for Tony P to get past. But Jake probably going to get past Scottish Goat as well, so that's going to be a position for Jake as he's got the same penalty as Scottish Goat. Checkway's looking pretty racy right now, behind his teammate. On the run down to turn 11. But Vitinho just is unmatched compared to Checkway's on the straights. I know the Williams is very quick on the straights, but just not Wace's one. Tony P looking pretty close. Tony P doesn't want to get stuck behind this car too long. Doesn't want to lose too much time at the cars ahead of him. Doesn't want to come out of that penalty. This should be pretty easy. He's got a great run now because of that damage on the car ahead. So he is going to have the DRS as he just opens that rear wing and blasts past Scottish Goat. So that's that race. That's that fight over. But we'll watch Wace in turn 1, just not where he wants to be, not making that enough ground up that he would have wanted. But Tony P really has sealed his win. I think their most likely battle now, due to the damage, is the Jake Scottish Goat fight, so we'll stick on board with this as the Ferrari chases the Alpine through this twisty section of the track. Very high speed but very twisty. The corners of 6, 5 and 4. But he has gone down the inside through turn 8. It's a lovely move from Jake. But is he going to have the DRS on the car ahead? His car's got a penalty. But no, Scottish Goat has got DRS there. Big blockage from the EA Sports bridge. And Scottish Goat has actually gotten back ahead. So, some great racing from Scottish Goat, even with that damage. Checkway's looking in a good position here if he's got the DRS, which he should have. Vitinho breaking the toe on him. Not making up enough ground to be making moves, but Jack Craig's got a penalty now in 12th, so it's not really going to affect his race. Jake not close enough on Scottish Goat to making moves, but we'll watch down if we will not. We've missed it again. Vitinho has crossed the line. He's not won it, he's crossed the line in first, but Tony P has won the Miami Grand Prix. He wasn't trying to take risks in the pit lane, he wasn't late on the brakes, he didn't get that penalty. So he's inherited the win, but even then, as he had the pace for the podium, so very great race from Tony P. He's definitely driver of this race. Chris Johnson taking P3. Daniel Piwina going to be absolutely gutted that he didn't get P4, P3, only 2.5 tenths behind Vitinho, who had that penalty. Sheck Ways also with the penalty in 5th, Jake penalty, 6th, 7th for Acorn penalty, Baza 8th. Didn't think he got some penalties, but not a pit lane penalty. James 9th, Ryan 10th. Scottish Goat did DNF, but well, I don't think he did. Yeah, maybe he did. I'm not sure. Must just be a thing. He obviously left too quickly. Jack Craig, I think, will probably be in 10 wealth, not 11th. But yeah, great race from Tony P. You know, he was there in the right place at the right time. Really, he didn't bit like George Russell in Austria last year. Right place, right time, picking up the points, picking up the win for Haas, his first win of the season, and great pace from him. Yeah, Chris Johnson on the podium as well. Vitinho lucky to be on the podium due to that penalty. Keeping his teammate honest behind him. Great race round Miami as Daniel Piwina gets the games driver of the day. But we have got, this is our finishing order for the Miami Grand Prix. We've got Tony P in P1, we've got Chris Johnson in P2, Vitinho in P3, Danny Piwina in 4th position, Sheckways in P5, Jake in 6th, 7th is Acorn, 8th for Baza, James in a 9th, Ryan Berry with a P10, Jack Craig with an 11th, Scottish Goat in 12th, and Durkee, our only DNFer in this race, but a double DNF tonight for Durkee. I'm just noticing now. Even though Ryan Berry got a pit lane speeding penalty the first time round, he did it again the second time round. That sounds like something that Lewis Craig would do in another league, but that is our finishing order there. So a good couple of races. Maybe not too many ambitious moves that we like to see on in league racing, but we don't want anything too crazy. But yeah, I will quickly check what our races are next week. Imola and Monaco, so that will be on the 23rd of July, a week today. Same time, same place. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. But yeah, I've been Lewis Craig, and I'm still baffled that Jack Craig got a podium, but in Saudi Arabia. Having an absolute nosebleed, that would have been why he would have been feeling lightheaded for Miami, so that would have been why he had an absolute howler. But yeah, I've been Lewis Craig. This is DB Sports for round 5 and 6 of season 5. Thank you for watching, and good night.